العزم بدو وحضر كانوا على غصن وسم ناس يشدبها الظهر والطيب يكسونه الطيب.
أهل العزم بدو وحضر كانوا على غصن وسم ناس يشدبها الظهر والطيب يجزونه بطيب وفي عيالهم يجنى الثمر ما بين طيار وطبيب ومهندس ينتج فكر ويطور العقل اللبيب.
والنفط يوم
انه ظهر
منهم
على الوقفة نصيب في العصب أصبح له مقر ويضخ من حب جانبين.
Welcome my viewers. Today I have a special guest. Please welcome with me Mr. Ronan Perry. Welcome Mr. Ronan.
Hello, thank you very much.
In the beginning, please introduce yourself and talking about experience.
Okay, great, yeah. So my name is Ronan. I'm Irish originally. I came to the UAE and to Fakher in 2019 in September. Before that, I spent probably 15 years living in several countries, typically in roles in large multinational corporations. I have been in the US extensively. I have lived in Ireland, in the United Kingdom, in Belgium, in South Africa. But I came here in 2019. And I came to Fakher, I came to UAE for I think 3 reasons.
What does the difficulty you face up and challenge when you decided to management this factory?
Okay, so well, I suppose when you move to a new country, and I've moved a number of times in my life around the world, but when you move to a new country, there are always new things that you have to figure out how things work. What are the local customs? What are the local rules? What you can and can't do, how to organize the basic stuff, where you're going to live, you know, make your visa, all of these things. But I found the experience, quite easy in UAE compared to many other places that I've been. So it's just the normal challenges that go with moving to somewhere new and different.
Talking about the history of the factory Fakher.
So Fakher is the world's leading manufacturer of shisha molasses. Started in 1999. It started in the UAE. It was founded in the UAE. Its first factory was in the Emirate of Ajman. Started by a Syrian expat who had a passion for shisha. And from small beginnings with small production volume, manual, the brand quickly developed a reputation for high quality and, very importantly, consistency of quality.
Yeah.
And it started to grow. Now, in 2021, Fakher is sold in well over 100 countries. We have 1,300 employees representing 45 different nationalities. Most of us are here in UAE, either in Ajman or in Dubai, where is our head office.
Yeah.
Today we have factories in Poland and in Egypt as well, but the majority of our production comes from UAE. Shisha is a category that is, you know, has been a cultural staple in the Middle East for centuries. It is relatively new in some other parts of the world. And our mission is to bring the joy of shisha to other countries and other cultures. And one of the things that I love about shisha is this. You know, when people think about shisha, they think tobacco. For me, tobacco is a small part of what shisha is about. Shisha, for me, is about people coming together, socializing, meeting with each other, talking about life, sometimes talking business, but mostly talking about life. And you see people put their phones down, have a moment to relax and connect with one another. Yeah. And I've seen shisha enjoyed in several countries. I've been to shisha cafes in Germany and Spain and UK and United States, several different states. And everywhere you go, you see people from diverse backgrounds just connecting with each other around this shisha, which is a heritage of the Middle East, which is centuries old in the Middle East, but is relatively new everywhere else. And it forms a kind of a centerpiece of connection between different people from diverse backgrounds, bringing cultures together and creating connection between people. And just that, being a part of that and being very dedicated to ensuring that the customer experience of shisha all over the world is excellent. That's what drives us at Fakher.
What does the company depended on the development?
Oh, well, yeah, actually the future planning is we have, let me tell you a little bit about some recent developments that will give you a hint of what the future is. So we invest a lot in UAE. And in the last couple of years, we have expanded the factory. We've made an investment of 75 million dirhams and also built an innovation center in Ajman. In the innovation center, we conduct research and development and we create new products because shisha is becoming an increasingly innovative sector and we are leading that innovation. So we create new products in Ajman, in our R&D center, and we have plans to continue to innovate and bring new products to market worldwide. And grow our business as a consequence.
What's the meaning of success for you?
Success for me starts with both as a person, I think, and as a company. It starts with doing what you're passionate about. Because when you do what you love, when you spend your day working on your passion, it's not really working anymore. And I always tell people, and I always say to businesses, you must always start with the passion. If your first thought is, my dream is to make a lot of money, I think you will fail. Yeah. If your first thought is, I want to do something meaningful in the world, like for Fakher, bring the joy of shisha to the world, you will succeed. And as a person, if you dedicate yourself to doing something that you love, you invest your time in it, you learn all about it, you learn from the people around you, you will be successful and the wealth will come with it.
Please, Mr. send motivation message to our young people.
Yes, what I always say to young people is take the time to find what you love in life, what you love to do, and spend your time becoming excellent at it. You will always have a fulfilling life if you are doing that which you are passionate about. You have to work hard. Work hard is the essence of success. There is no replacement for it. So what I always tell young people when they are coming out of university, maybe into the workforce, take the time to find out, discover what you love in life, what you are passionate about, and try to spend your time on that. It's very important to do first what you love, be really good at it, become an expert, think about what makes you unique in that space, whatever is your passion project. Work really, really hard and work smart, of course. But when you are doing what you love, you will always be successful. And the world is a very big place now. Lots of opportunities. The UAE is a very exciting place to be and to live and to work and invest. So it's all to play for. You just bring your uniqueness, your unique talent, your passion, your energy into that. Stay positive, be generous, and work hard.
Thank you, Mr. And finally, what would you say to our leadership?
I would say thank you. I've lived in several different countries, and what I find about UAE is that the leadership is always striving to make things better. No place in the world is perfect. No person is perfect. So life must be about making things better for people. And the leadership in UAE seems extremely dedicated to that. And if you would permit me to give an example. If I think back to the beginning of the pandemic last year, March and April, it was a dark time for the world. It was a frightening time for the world. Yeah. And I think the leadership in UAE found a really perfect balance between, throughout this year, keeping people safe, keeping the economy alive, and enabling people to have some social life as well in a safe way. And things are better in UAE now than they were a year ago when the pandemic began. And that is almost unique. It's rare. Not everywhere you can say things are better now in 2021 compared to March or April of 2020. So I really think that is something, and I think as well about Al Fakher. Al Fakher being based here was an advantage through this very difficult period, because by following the precautionary measures, by cooperating very well with the authorities in Ajman, we managed to maintain continuous supply into our global markets throughout the entire year. This may not have been possible had we been based somewhere else. So my message is thank you for that. That leadership is what inspires us here in Al Fakher and is what makes us proud to be part of the UAE journey.